Ladies and gentlemen, in all the comments that I've made in my career here on YouTube and on stage about feminism, there's always been one common theme, and that is I'm talking about the modern feminists. There is no doubt that the feminists of the past, the women's suffrage movement, the right to vote, these feminists, bringing women up to speed with men in the home and in the workforce was exceedingly important. Equal rights, protection, and equal opportunities. That right there is what we should build our future upon. However, what feminists are doing right now is not that. What they have done is they have created a cult who doesn't rely on fact or science or statistic. It relies on feelings and inaccuracies. And that's fucking just bullshit. I'm sorry. I know a lot of people hate me because of this, but it's just not true. Let's not talk about Western culture right now. In every statement I have made about feminism, and we don't need feminism, I'd like to say that I was wrong about that. Because I saw a New York Times article recently that really just fucking upset me. And I'd like to share it with you so I could ruin your day. But I was wrong about people not needing feminism. Here's the story. A 14-year-old girl in Iran who ran away from home with her 29-year-old boyfriend, which is fucked up to begin with. But that's another story for another time, but that prick should be in jail. She ran away with her boyfriend, and her father took this as the last straw to repeated insults. 3 weeks later, Mr. Sharafi, a 37-year-old farmer, marched into the bedroom of his daughter where she was sleeping and decapitated her. This was a so-called honor killing. And although women in Iran are better off than other Middle Eastern countries, in fact, Iranian women can work as lawyers, doctors, pilots, film directors, and truck drivers. They hold 60% of university seats and constitute 50% of the workforce. They can run for office and they hold seats in parliament and cabinet. Still, a 2019 report by a research centre affiliated with the Iran's armed forces found that 30% of all murder cases in Iran were honor killings of women and girls. What the fuck? This is where we need feminism. Not fighting for space on trains because dudes open their legs slightly. This is where we need feminists to be putting their hard-earned bitching. And it's not just Iran. I understand it's a different religion, and that's an extremely important part of their religion is control over women. I understand that. And I don't want to be one of those people who the woke goes after because I'm being Islamophobic, but fuck you if that's your religion. You cannot treat people differently because of what sex they are. That's so fucked up. Surely you can understand that. I know that's not all Islamic people. I know that's not what they all believe. They don't all run off the Quran like that, okay? And I don't want to be one of these people coming after anyone's religion at all. You do you, baby, if that's what you want to believe. But you can't attack people just because of what they have between their legs, and you can't sort of segregate them from everybody else because they're women. This is not 200 BC. This is fucked up. And it's not just Iran either. A study by the UN, and I know the UN, into the Middle East and North Africa showed, as with many other studies, experiences of gender-based violence, particularly with intimate partner violence and sexual harassment in the streets, are common for women across the region. All told, across the 4 countries, around 10% to 45% of ever married men reported having using physical violence against a female partner. Up to 45%. And feminists are whinging about underarm hair, with approximately equal numbers of women affirming that they had experienced this violence. Up to 45% of men and women have used violence against their partners. What the fuck? Domestic violence is not okay, regardless of your gender. Lesbians in a relationship don't punch each other. Gay dudes don't punch each other. Straight couples don't punch each other. If you're polyamorous or all those other fucking things, stop fucking hitting people. That's the main fucking thing I'm trying to get across here. Between 20% and 80% of men reported having perpetuated some form of emotional violence as well against their wives, which includes things like manipulation, intimidation, and refusal to ever be pleased. And I know a lot of these countries have very modern, violent histories, and maybe these are some of the reasons. It doesn't just come down to Islam. I'm not blaming Islam because of this. That is not correct. What I'm blaming is the culture, and the culture has to change in these countries because right now, women, as I just said before, 30% of the killings of women are fucking honor killings. What the fuck is that shit? 35% to 52% of women met a screening standard. And this is really what got me about all this type of stuff. In the Middle East and North Africa, the countries that were studied, 52% of the women who were screened showed depressive symptoms. Half the population are depressed. Also, these are some of the strongly held beliefs by some of the participants of these studies. And I know it's not everyone in these areas. I'm not blaming everyone. And I'm not blaming people who have heritage here. That is not what I'm doing. A lot of the people, and particularly Muslim people, are very lovely people. That is not what I'm saying here. But some of this shit, and I'm sure they'll agree with me, is fucked up. A woman's most important role is to take care of her home and cook for her family. Okay, some women do that, and that's wonderful. If you don't want to do that, whatever. Someone's got to do it, so you better fucking pick one. A man should have the final word about decisions in the home. Why? It depends what he's making decisions about. What if he's got no fucking idea what he's talking about? To be a man, you need to be tough. Okay, fair enough. That's actually through a lot of different cultures. Changing diapers, bathing children, and feeding children should all be the mother's responsibility. No. Fucking wake up to yourselves. A woman should tolerate violence to keep her family together. Oh, fuck. Boys are responsible for the behaviour of their sisters, even if they're younger than their sisters. I'm sorry. But if this offends you because I'm talking shit about your imaginary friends or your culture, fuck you. Fuck you to the moon, okay? It should fucking offend you because that is ridiculous to think that. And here's the most fucked up fact that I came to find from this study. If a woman is raped, she should marry her rapist. That was a question posed to the participants. 64% of the men agreed with that statement, and horrifyingly of all, 60% of women agreed with that statement. We do not need feminism. Women are equal. But other people do need feminism. Now, why have I made this video? Am I just some closet Islamophobe? No. That's got nothing to do with the situation. I made this video because of this. Dear modern feminism. In America, Australia, Canada, England, New Zealand, etc. Marching in the streets to get 50% men and 50% women into engineering degrees is a waste of time. Fighting over men spreading their legs on a subway, a train, or a bus is a waste of time. Fighting against the patriarchy that you have created in your minds is also a waste of time. Believing in a non-existent wage gap is a waste of fucking time. Believing in false statistics, like for example, 22 to 33% of women visiting the emergency room doing so because of domestic violence. That is just plain not true, but people spout these statistics like they are absolute gospel. It is not fact, it is absolute fiction. The number is closer to 1%. 1 in 5 university or college women will be raped or sexually assaulted on campus. That is also a lie. Men and women are the same. Gender is a social construct. Lies, lies, lies. You are wasting your time with bullshit when there are real issues in the world that you should be putting your mind to. But you're picking your battles so that you always win. You don't want to do something hard, and that's shameful. This is my fucking call to all the big feminists, all the big tough feminists that think they're fucking killing it. Go and do something valuable with your time. Help the women who need you. The reason I made this video is to give you the fucking understanding to stick in your thick skull that there are women in this world just like you. They just happen to speak a different language and live in a different country, that are living lives that women suffered from 400 years ago in the Western world, and you are doing nothing about it. All of your energy, all of your time should be focused on these women, not whether or not Mike from the office is micro-aggressing you because he puts your coffee cup slightly higher than you can reach. I don't know how to help these women, but maybe by putting the question out to the third and fourth wave feminists, maybe they have the answer. So do me a favour. Share this with people who you think need this message. Ladies and gentlemen, be a good motherfucker. Peace in the Middle East, me dick stinks, and just treat everyone fucking nice for a bit, would ya? Toodaloo, au revoir, bye.